Have I seen a general increase in cruise prices? I mean, yeah, I've seen a general increase in price on almost everything. There are still deals to be out there, Kevin. So I think that when it comes to cruise pricing, have I generally seen prices going up? Sure. I don't disagree with that idea. Are there still amazing deals to be had? Yes. You got to look for them. But I still think cruising is a tremendous value. I mean, let's put this, KB. When it comes to cruising, even whatever the prices are at, when you factor in dining, entertainment, food, dining, yeah, and food, well, food is dining, Matt. It's still a great value that's out there. But depending on time of year, and depending on time of cabin. So like on this great example, KB, on this cruise, we're in a loft suite. But the reason why we're in a loft suite is I booked this cruise like a year ago and it was a steal of a deal, right? But last month when I went on Mariner of the Seas, I was in an inside room because that was the good last minute deal I could find. So, pricing being what it is, there are still deals to be out there. But if you're like, hey, man, I go on a cruise once a year. I cruise during spring break, summertime, something like that. Very popular time of the year. I don't have flexibility. I don't live in Florida. I can't do that. Then you might be paying more than you maybe did a couple of years ago. But that's true of like everything in life, I feel like. All that being said, I still truly, KB, feel like it's still a great value out there. So you got to play a game a little bit when it comes to the pricing and, booking early, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Which is bigger, Allure or Wonder? The answer is Wonder of the Seas, but we're talking about a couple meters, Levi. It's not like it's double or triple or even a quarter larger. It's like a meter or two in the bow. I mean, every Oasis class ship has been just a little bit bigger than their predecessor, but it's always by like a meter or two, just so that they can Royal Caribbean's marketing department keep rolling out, hey, it's the world's largest cruise ship, and go about it that way. So Newark, LaGuardia, or JFK for sailing out of New Jersey? Newark. You want to sail out of Newark Airport. It is light years better for you to sail out of Newark than LaGuardia or JFK. I would definitely do Newark first, priority, then Kennedy, then LaGuardia. In terms of traffic and logistics, I mean, Newark is going to be, it's so much easier. I can't emphasize enough how important it is for you to fly out of Newark. Just curious if there's a reason why there can't be a perfect day cruise that goes from Galveston. I mean, Royal Caribbean would answer this better. My only guess, Carter, is just logistics. It's just too far away. Not they couldn't make it, but it's cheaper and faster to go to the Western Caribbean, Mexico, Honduras, Belize. It's just the logistics, the distance required, fuel, all that makes it just simply easier, cheaper, however you want to look at it, to cruise to cruise the Western Caribbean. So could Icon of the Seas go to Galveston? Yeah, it's certainly possible. Now, why do I say that? Well, I don't have any more information than you do, Michael. But when Royal Caribbean designed its new cruise terminal in Galveston, they specifically said that that terminal, that dock, that the pier can accommodate an Icon class ship. So I would say there's a yes. The answer is, could it? Absolutely. Try to decide between my time dining or not. How long is the wait if you don't make a reservation? Good question, Christopher. Here's what I would tell you. I mean, I don't know. The answer is the wait will depend on a variety of factors. Time of day, how many people in your party, where you want to eat, how many other people at the time of day. There's a lot of factors. It's impossible to know. My advice to you, and listen, I prefer traditional dinner in the main dining room, as in I prefer a set time. Yes, it's kind of like 5:30 is too early, 8 o'clock is too late. I get that. I live in that world. That being said, the ability to just have a set time for dinner with traditional and then being able to always have your table ready, same wait staff, I think it's worthwhile. I think it's, I've seen the lines, whether big or small, for, or long or short, I should say, for my time dining. And every time I'm like, I'm glad I did traditional dining. So if you're asking my opinion, I would not do it. I know there's people that love my time dining. That's fine. I'm not saying you're wrong. But since Christopher asked my opinion, I say not to do it because I personally prefer the convenience of just having the same tables and no waits. So for me, that's the reason why, yes, eating dinner at 5:30 is too early, but it's the lesser of two evils, as it were, in my opinion. Are we still able to reprice cruises before final payment? Website says no changes 48 hours before booking. Yeah, so this is when a good travel agent comes in handy, John. The answer is yes. I just had one reprice the other day for my travel agent. So if you're a U.S. resident, Canadian resident, Australian resident, UK no, you are able to do this. It's still a policy. It's one of those policies, honestly, Jonathan, it's not written down somewhere. As in, you can't go to the website and find it, but it is a policy. Good travel agent can do it for you. My travel agent does it all the time. Good like example number 783, why using a good travel agent is so important. But yes, absolutely. Do you know when bookings will be released? Where will the inaugural cruise go from? I assume you mean Icon of the Seas, because you didn't mention which ship. But the answer is no and no. Well, no to the first part. Do I know when the bookings will be released? No, I do not. And where will the inaugural cruise go from? Royal Caribbean said, and by Royal Caribbean I really mean Michael Bailey, who's the CEO, said earlier this year, this is back in like, I think March, he said initially there would be like a sailing or two from Southampton, England, and then she'll move over to Miami and cruise from there. Now, I believe what Michael Bailey said may have been accurate at the time. Is that still the plan? I have no idea. Nothing's been officially announced, 12th Man, so there's no further information to share. The good news for you, and for everybody, I think, is that there is an event next month. I'll be going down to Miami to check it out, and hopefully get more information about that. So we should have some information. I'm not saying we're going to get every single question answered. I don't expect that to be the case, but I think we're going to get a lot of questions answered next month when we go down to Miami. So more information, more updates to come. Stay tuned on that one. First cruise in 27 days on Oasis of the Seas to Coco Key. Any suggestions for things to do for a couple on their honeymoon? I mean, really, it's a good question, Ben. I get this question all the time. And my advice to you is simply do what you guys want to do. Some honeymooners want to spend all time in their cabin getting to know each other, as they say. But some honeymooners want to have like an amazing, memorable trip for other reasons. Like maybe they want to go do like really cool shore excursions. Maybe they want to go tackle the flow rider and see it all, do it all on board the ship. That can be an option for them. So my best advice to you, Ben, is simply figure out what as a couple, what are you looking to experience on your cruise vacation? Maybe it's booking a really memorable cruise shore excursion. Maybe it's booking a spa treatment. I remember on our honeymoon cruise, we did a couples massage in the spa. Sounds like a really cool idea. I think it was a waste of money because it was just look, it's a great idea, except for the fact that when you're both having a massage, the sweetest massage being done, your eyes are closed, your head is facing down, you're in the same room as your partner, but it's not like you're looking at each other's eyes and butterflies are flying. It was anyway. I digress. Maybe I just don't have a soul. That being said, it really depends on what you find fun and memorable. And I think at the end of the day, you want a honeymoon that truly stands out from other vacations you've taken. And to me, that says, oh, well, then you're going to splurge. You're going to book a cabana at Perfect Day Coco Key. You're going to do an awesome shore excursion. You're going to do a dining package, especially restaurants. The kind of things maybe you wouldn't ordinarily do on other vacations because it is an extra special vacation. So should we ask Royal Caribbean to book our flights, hotels, or should we do it? Does Royal Caribbean offer any U.S. military discounts besides the room? Good question. When it comes to the books, flight or hotel, I'm assuming you booked this cruise on your own. You did not use a travel agent, right? I would probably say just book even though there is an ability for Royal Caribbean to book your flights and hotel, well, really for you to do it through the Air to Sea program for the flights and through the Royal Caribbean Hotels program for the hotels. I still think you're probably better off on your own. I'm not sure that it would make a lot of sense for you to book it through those programs. I think, in my opinion, I'd say just book those on your own. As to whether or not Royal Caribbean offers a military discount besides the room, no, I'm not aware of any. I could be wrong on this, but I'm not aware of any discounts, military discounts. And thank you for your service, by the way. I'm not aware of any discounts for beyond the cruise fare. Could be wrong on that, but I've never heard of it or I can't recall hearing about that. So does the drink package ever go below 35%? It can, but here's the bottom line, Taish. A couple things. Number one, the percentage you see when it says, hey, save up to blank percentage off, it's irrelevant. Ignore that number. The number you really care about is how much is the drink package. And Royal Caribbean's sales and drink package prices are a bit of a game. They go up and down like this, right? Here's the bottom line. If you think you might want to get the drink package, book it now, lock in the price. Taisha, if there's a better price on the drink package tomorrow, next week, next month, anytime before your cruise, you can cancel your drink package online and rebook it under the new price, no penalty, and you're good to go, right? But you say, well, Matt, why don't I just wait? Maybe there'll be a better sale next week and I'll book it when it goes on sale. Sometimes, and more likely, the price goes up. And if you do that, then you're going to have lost out on that lower price. So book it now, lock in the price, guard against a price increase, but still be able to take advantage of a price decrease later on. What's the best advice for solo cruises? The ship is irrelevant, Gary. I don't think it really matters which ship you go on as a solo cruiser. I think a cruise is what you make of it, Gary. And for some people, a solo cruiser, they just like, maybe they'll sit at their desk somewhere and do their work and just have a little, workcation. Some people will do all the activities and be the life of the party. Some people will sit by the pool and tan and take naps and play roulette. We call those people Tony Diaz, and they'll have a great time by themselves. A cruise is what you make of it. So my advice for a solo cruiser is a couple things. Number one, I think it's really good. I think it's really important to me anyway to get the internet. That way you can kind of do something and you got no one to talk to, so you can at least use the internet to be able to talk to friends back home, post social media, things like that. If you are feeling a little lonely, I might say go to events on board the ship. Trivia and other activities are really good ways to meet people, bars in general. So it's just not about in a platonic way, not picking up a potential partner, but just, making friends. Another good one is to do a shore excursion, do a Royal Caribbean shore excursion, because those are all group tours and you're basically forced to be with other people. So another good way to meet people on board. And of course, the crew members. Don't forget, the crew members are great for conversation. So again, you feel a little lonely, want to strike up a conversation, crew members are usually a good place for it to get that going there. So guys, have a great rest of your week. Everybody stay safe out there. Do something fun. Good night, everybody. See ya.